Oh, Nelly there, Schmitty boy. Welcome to the Bowfishing Buzz, the real episode 120.
Yeah, we said last episode was 120. It was 119. This is the real 120.
Got a little ahead of ourselves there.
Things are busy this time of year. We're running around.
Mm-hmm. And of course, the Bowfishing Buzz is brought to you by
AMS and Megamouth Bowfishing, both family-owned businesses, proudly made in the USA, built tough, built by bowfishers, and trusted by shooters across the nation.
From reels and bows to arrows and accessories, AMS and Megamouth have you covered. Take the fight to invasive fish with American-made bowfishing muscle.
From first shots to big wins, AMS and Megamouth help make memories on the water that last a lifetime. Bowfishing Buzz also sponsored by End Designs, Leatherwork and Embroidery, and Efficiency Bowfishing Lights by Outdoor Innovations USA.
Right.
Matt, I tell you what, I'm actually going to put that plug in right now. We just talked about End Designs. We have our two little custom hats on with our AMS leather patch across the front. We have two hats sitting in front of us. We have a charcoal and black hat and an all black hat, each of them rocking the AMS Bowfishing leather patch on the front.
Sweet looking.
We just put them up on the website. They are fresh off the press, ready to rock and roll. Go check them out there. We'll be wearing them, shooting fish. They do a great job down there. Is mine a little dirty?
You got my hat that I have on today.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, we got matching hats. We do. Yep. We got to look the part up here, Matt.
I guess.
We got to match.
Yeah.
But yes, new hats are ready to rock and roll. Like we said, welcome back to the Bowfishing Buzz. This is the real episode 120. I tell you what, everybody. We're 9 days away. Is it 9 days? Is that correct, Matt?
Yeah.
We here are officially in Big 20 mode, getting things ready to rock and roll. The 15th Annual AMS Big 20 Challenge, just days away. Teams are starting to get out and scout. Boats are getting set up. We're checking the weather.
Yes.
Ridiculous. We're checking it every single day, every couple hours. Because here in Wisconsin, if you guys are listening in Wisconsin, you know it. We are in a weird, cold spring.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, we had a weird warm stretch. I think we hit 80 degrees a couple days, but we're talking now for this week. We're talking highs in the mid to low 50s, and the lows in the mid to low 30s. We are cold. We are strangely cold. We were shooting buffs this time last year, spawning buffs,
big buffs
in high skies, 80-degree days. Yeah. It's been a strange.
Yeah, and there was a flurry of some buff spawning. 3 weeks ago.
Yep, southern part of the state, there was some people getting on some spawning fish.
But now I think things have slowed down a little bit.
Yes, it has. It has. That water temp is just not rising at all, especially when you got nights where it's 32 degrees.
Right.
Nothing's
the
happening
low 30s,
there. If it was high of 55 with a low of 45, that's one thing. But when you're dipping down almost to freezing, that puts a halt on a lot of different things there. Today we're going to be talking tournament prep.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about defending the crown. Scouting pressure. We are going to be joined by Josh Mertens, team captain of last year's AMS Big 20 winning team into Carp Charters. We're going to ask him, we're going to rehash last year's feelings, last year's emotions, last year's tactics, strategies, and techniques.
What helped him last year?
What was the biggest advantage he had on tournament night? And then we're going to also talk about some of the pressure that he might be facing. Does he have internal pressure now to keep performing well? Is the pressure gone because he thinks to himself, I won one. Who cares? I don't think that's going to be the case with Josh.
Either.
But it is always interesting to see what people say, especially after having a successful tournament season the year prior.
Right. And the cool thing about Josh is we will not be doing this over the phone. Josh is going to be coming here to the AMS shop.
Yes. Yep.
Joining us right here in the podcast studio.
We called him. We reached out to him and said, hey, Josh, want to join us for a podcast? And we were just thinking about doing it over the phone like we had typically done.
Yeah, because he's 2.5 hours south of us.
He's got a ways to get up here, and he goes, I'd love to come up with you guys again.
Right.
We're like, absolutely.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. So he'll be joining us later. That'll be very cool.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Matt, there was a very large bowfishing tournament being held in the United States, one of the biggest ones in the nation. Would you care to talk about that a little bit this past weekend?
The 2026 U.S. Open, the Bass Pro U.S. Open Bowfishing Championship was held this past weekend. And I just got to give a big congratulations to Alan Yater, Josh French, Hunter Neely, and Scotty Lehman on their first place finish there because I heard it was some pretty tough conditions. Cold temperatures.
Oh, yeah.
It was a rough night is from what I heard out there.
Yep.
So big congrats to those guys for taking first place. I did talk to Lance Brantley and team, the AMS team after that, and they said, it was a rough one.
Yep.
It was a rough one.
Yep.
But I'm talking to Lance and stuff, and they finished like 37th or something like that, he said. But he says, we learned a lot.
That's just
we learned
valuable.
a lot.
Yep.
He said, "Yep, we had a bad night," and I said, "You're going to have that. You're going to have that in tournaments when you're traveling and shooting different bodies of water in different states and different times of year." But they said that they took it away as they learned a bunch of valuable information to put in their package and to put in their brain boxes and to use later on down the road.
Yep. If you go out every time and shoot a boat full of fish, you're never going to want to expand or learn or go outside your comfort zone. Tournaments, that's really the epitome of what tournaments are about.
Right.
Go and learn, and you will walk away, whether you finish first or last, you will walk away a better bowfisher than you were when you walked in, for sure. Yep.
This building, Schmitty, we're 9 days out from the 15th Annual AMS Big 20.
Yep.
I'm pretty darn sure that teams are getting their boats ready.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Everyone is checking their lights, their accessories. One thing that you should really check out is your gear that you're using.
Oh, yeah. Make sure that that's ready to rock and roll.
And all your gear.
Don't check it in the parking lot here. Make sure it's ready to rock and roll before you leave for the tournament.
And I'm sure everybody's watching the weather.
Oh, for sure. Big time.
It actually, I'm thinking that things could really change here very quickly.
Look, I'll talk about it a little bit later in the podcast too, but the days leading up to the Big 20, I can see 3 days before it. I can't see past that just because of the amount of days that there is until the Big 20. But it is on a nice little warming trend leading up to the tournament.
Yes.
If we don't get showers or some kind of strange cold front, those tournament nights could be beautiful.
Right.
Weigh-ins could be big, heavy weights coming in.
And even if we do get some afternoon showers or something like that there, as long as it's a halfway warm rain instead of a cold rain, that could really kick things going here because it's going to be a crazy, crazy week leading up here. I think it could be really good, Schmitty.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%.
Yep. And everybody's kind of becoming a fish biologist this time of year, kind of figuring out where they're going to be. Are they going to be spawning in these waters or those waters? What's the water temperatures, And I'm sure that there's teams out there trying to get on the water and do a little scouting already.
Oh, for sure. Maybe. Absolutely. There's 2 times a year, Matt, that I turn into a little weather boy.
The rut.
Or just even you could just say hunting season as a whole, just because I'm checking the wind every single day.
Yeah.
And then when the buffs are spawning, I'll be at a family event and someone will be like, I wonder what the weather's going to be like next week Tuesday. I'll be like, high of 64, low of 38, east-southeast winds, barometric pressure 29.7. Because I'm checking it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
It can be very fun.
Last year, the same week right here, we were down with Jana Waller, and
Julie
McQueen, and filming a Carbon TV episode, and the buffs were on bigger than life down there. So things could be some interesting things that happen here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A couple of Big 20 things I want to touch on, Matt.
Yeah.
Everybody, I'm sure, knows. I'll just run through some of the things here. It's held here at the AMS headquarters, Stratford, Wisconsin, like it has been for 2 years before this. 3 years? 2 years? 2 years.
This will be our third year.
Third year here. Gotcha. We will have a little shop set up with all of the Megamouth and AMS products. Everything that we sell will be available for you to buy.
Special prices?
Maybe there'll be some special prices that we can't necessarily say what the prices are, but I'm just going to tell you right now, you might want to come into the shop and see what you can get. One thing that we are going to do
What are we going to do, Schmitty?
is tease everybody with the deal that we're talking about.
Ooh.
Can I say it or do I have to hide it? I think I have to hide it.
No.
Can I say it?
Yeah, you can say it.
Okay, I'm going to say it. So in our shop, every $100 you spend, you will receive a raffle ticket that we're
For what?
For a Megarex bow, baby.
Wow.
Yes. Every $100 you spend, you'll get a raffle ticket, and we're going to give away a Megarex bow, $1,200 retail bow. It can be available in right or left hand, whichever you prefer, whichever color palette that you prefer. We'll have that ready to rock and roll. And we figured with guys coming buying arrows, apparel, some guys might buy some bows, whatever it might be. If you buy a Megarex, you're going to get 12 raffle tickets to win another one. So there's a lot going on. We figured if guys are coming here to spend money anyway, let's try to make it a little bit more of a reward that they could possibly win something really high dollar, high performance, high quality when they do that. So that will be running for the duration. We'll give it away before the teams leave.
Yes, we'll have the captain's meeting at 5 o'clock, and then once that's done, we're going to do the drawing for the Megarex.
Yes, just because we don't want to have somebody who maybe does not come back to weigh-ins get some raffle tickets because they bought some money or some product at the shop, and then they're not here. We want you to come back for weigh-ins. Please come back. We love to see you, talk to you. You might win something. But yeah, that's kind of a little deal that we're going to do this year that we haven't in the past. Yeah.
Also on that, Schmitty.
Oh, boy.
Matthews donates one of their high-end archery bows every year.
Yep.
We have that ready to rock and roll. That's going to go to anybody. Anybody gets a chance to win that.
Yep.
But that we will be giving away on Sunday.
Oh, okay. Little incentive to come back.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, Schmitty, Joey Greenwell.
Oh, Joey, the G-Rex man.
Yeah. Is donating one of his G-Rexes.
Oh.
In a special color pattern.
Ooh.
That anybody can win.
Oh, my goodness. What kind of color pattern are we talking, Matt?
Can you say USA, baby?
Oh, yes. Made in the USA, and it's going to look like the USA.
Ooh.
I like that a lot. That's going to be a sharp bow.
Anybody can. You don't have to shoot a big fish for that or anything. That's just on a random raffle that you're going to get in your packet when you come to sign up.
Huge thank you to Joey for that.
Absolutely.
That is so cool. That bow's going to look amazing. It's going to perform well. That's going to be very cool to see that.
Cool. Very cool.
See that as well. Mm-hmm. So I tell you what, Matt, moving on, discussing a little bit of what we're going to talk about with Josh. Defending champs.
Yes.
That's what Josh is.
Yep.
Him and his team. Last year, they were a hungry team looking for a slice of the success pie, and they got it for sure. They grinded it out.
Yep.
We'll talk about that more later, like I said, and that was very cool. Winning once is hard. Repeating is obviously even harder.
Tough.
Other teams.
Just ask LeBron James.
Exactly. Thank you for this. He's won 4 of them.
MJ did it pretty easily back in his days.
Playing against plumbers and substitute teachers, but we don't need to bring that up, I guess. I tell you what, Matt, if the Big 20, as far as us running it, seeing weigh-ins, seeing teams, if it tells us anything, it's that you don't know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to win, what's going to come into weigh-ins. You've got your handful of teams that every year when they roll up, you're like, let's see what these guys got here. This could be interesting. But a lot of times those teams don't perform well, or maybe they'll perform top 5 3 straight years in a row. You never know when you're going to run into a big pile of fish, and you could finish very towards the top.
You have a team that you don't even know much about.
Right.
Comes rolling in with a stack of fish on top of their deck.
Yep, absolutely. And one thing, too, if you're having a stoned in the water, guess what? One fish.
Yes.
Can completely change how the night goes.
Right.
Even if you come back and you don't even have the 20 fish that you need to weigh in to have your Big 20, you can weigh in whatever you have. If you've got one big old fish to weigh in, guess what? That could win a big fish side pot.
That could catapult.
That could win the big fish.
Right.
It could jump you up into the money. Who knows what it's going to do?
Right.
So that's always very cool to see that every glance you look, every time you look out into those lights, you could see a $7,500 fish if it could make you win first place. You could see a big fish, biggest overall fish right over there. Side pot, big fish over here. You never know. So it's very cool, exciting to see that happen.
And we'll get into our side pot fish categories and the prizes that they can win in a little bit here too. But
gotcha.
Along with that, Derek, so you have some of your defending champs, and then you have your hungry teams. You know what plays a big role in that also at the night of the tournament? Pressure hits every team a little different.
Oh, for sure. It's the time now. It's the big leagues. Here we go.
What happens? What if we're not finding fish? What are we going to do? How are they going to deal with that pressure? What are they going to do?
Yep.
If you go out and you shoot your 5 buffs and there's more buffs around, are you going to stay there and try to find one bigger?
Right.
Or are you going to go and try to find some big commons?
Yep.
Pressure, baby.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
why we call it the challenge.
Technique, strategy. What should we do? Maybe we should do that. We should do this. And whoever can calculate and think of things clearest and execute on their plan moving forward, those are the teams that win the tournament.
Yeah.
You got to have everything go right for you.
Right.
You got to have a plan, and if plan A doesn't work, plan B, plan C, plan D, and maybe you'll strike gold at one of your later plans and have a hell of a night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tournament prep checklist here, Schmitty.
This is good. This is very good. Yep.
Make sure your bows are all ready to rock and roll, baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your retrievers, your mega mauls. Make sure everything's working good on there.
Yeah. Matt, I tell you what, you saying that. I've built a couple mega mauls in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've repaired a couple. I have serviced a couple. I maintained a couple of them. When I say a couple, I'm meaning tens of thousands of reels. Can I run through just a couple little things that I would recommend guys do with those mega mouth reels just to ensure that everything is ready to rock and roll?
You get at her. I'm going to take a slurp of my ever so tasty mango smoothie.
You have had a smoothie on this podcast, I swear, the last 3 times. The last 3 episodes, you've had a smoothie. Okay, well, I don't want to feel left out. You don't even know what I have in here, do you?
You probably got a latte. You probably got a latte.
Since I am a scholar, I'm going to talk in my big head voice right now.
Oh, boy, here comes.
I have a vanilla chai latte with a shot of espresso.
Oh.
And I will tell you this, it is the most delicious thing my taste buds have ever tasted. It's amazing. It's amazing. I can smell that smoothie. It smells very good, actually.
That brings out the old cigarello schmitty.
Yes. Hey. Back to the Megamouth maintenance. A couple things I just want to run through here, guys. If the reel is old, say the reel is a year or older, or even if it's not a year old, but you use it heavily, on the left side of the reel, guys might not even know what this little thing is for.
Right.
There's a small plastic black cap that you can pop off with your fingernail, flathead screwdriver. You can pop them off of there. And it shows a little tiny hole into the side of the reel. Yep. If you can fit some kind of grease nozzle in there and apply just a dime's worth of marine grease inside that reel, the reel is made to distribute grease evenly amongst the gears.
Right.
That would be a great way just to grease those gears up, keep them lubricated, especially if you haven't done it for a couple of years. Another thing to check, if you're using that reel heavily, look at the backside of your line spool. All right, that line spool has notches in it. It's molded into it. Those notches engage with the dimples on the clutch plate, and that is what provides you with drag.
Right.
If you're using that reel heavily, have it in lockdown mode a lot, which you and I do, that's typically how we run those reels, make sure that there's not too much wear to that line spool would skip over that clutch plate. We recommend roughly a new line spool every year, more if you're really using it hard.
Yes.
A new line spool can give you drag that you have not had since you had the reel brand new.
Right.
Okay. My next tip is going to be on the drag system itself.
Yes, I was going to. If you didn't mention it, I was going to say check the drag.
Yep. When we build the reels here off of the line, when we're building them, myself and somebody else, maybe just myself, what we do is when that drag tab on your Megamouth is flipped all the way to the left, that is your lowest drag. When you pull your T-bar back and pull line, you will have a smooth line pull that comes out, a smooth drag. It's not too hard to pull. When you move it to the middle, you've got a little bit more. And when you move it all the way to the right, you are in complete lockdown mode. Now, if you feel like your Megamouth does not quite have the same drag power as it did when you bought it or when it was somewhat newer than what it was, we designed the reel to be able to correct that. That little drag tab that flips from left to right, if you put it, the best way I can explain it is if you put that flipper facing straight vertically, use a flathead screwdriver or something to get behind it and pop that tab off of there. And when you pop it off, push it back on with the flipper all the way to the left and push it back on. Now when you turn that drag screw with that tab, it is going to thread deeper into that clutch plate, providing more drag. That's a very good thing to do.
Yes. And you have a video on how to do that.
We've got a couple of those. Maybe we can find it and post it again, but that is a great way.
Where can they find that video? Is that on the Megamouth website?
I'm sure we've put it on Facebook. Otherwise, if you look up Megamouth drag adjustment on YouTube. You'll find it on YouTube as well. So just a couple little things to keep in mind moving forward. We'll have all the parts and pieces here available if you need to buy some parts for them. But yeah, just a little bit of Megamouth prep there.
And just make sure that you have the proper registration for your boats and everything like that there.
Make sure your nav lights work.
Navigation lights, absolutely.
Yep.
Another thing, Schmidt, that's very important, and I talk about this every year, is this is also a grueling tournament.
Oh, for sure.
Make sure that your bearings in your trailer are all greased. Make sure that they're tight. If you need some new bearings, put some new bearings in because you need to make it back here with the same boat and same vehicle.
Yep.
That you come and register in. All right. So that's always a good thing to, make sure you look over all the rules and regulations. If you're a new team, we go over some of them. We go over some of the high priority rules, but not all of the rules.
Right.
Make sure that you go over all the rules and stuff like that there. Absolutely zero alcohol and drugs.
Yep. None.
Zero. There's if you are under the influence of anything, you will be banned and removed from the facilities. We will give you one chance when you come through registration. Wendy and Alyssa will ask you if you have any alcohol, and if you say yes, we do, we will take that from you, and we will keep it here. You can pick it up the next day. We're not going to drink it on you.
No. It'll be here for you to take home with you.
Right. That's one thing that we've done this since day one. There's a zero alcohol drug policy.
Yes.
None of that's allowed here in tournaments. We don't want people driving several hours, having some beers in their system, get in an accident.
Up all night long, driving back.
No, we're not. That's not allowed. And just make sure that you have all your your coolers of your food and your drinks and your snacks and maybe your rain gear. Maybe you'll have that stuff ready. Just go over the little checklist here.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe have a little bit of a Bowfishing Buzz podcast ready to rock and roll for the drive to your bowfishing spot, too.
Yep.
You know, listen to us while you're driving down there.
Right. And when you come here to registration and you come into registration, before you get here, make sure that your boat is all filled up with gas and your truck is all filled up with gas.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
Because we once we get you kind of parked, we want you to stay there.
Right.
You know, we don't want you, we got to go back to the gas station and get some gas or get a 12-pack of Mountain Dew or something.
Right. Yes. Yep. One other thing I want to say, I'll probably post a link later today, but this year you will have to book an appointment once you are here at the tournament if you do want a picture and autograph from Mathew. We have a couple different blocks open. Just know that last year the line got way too long. It held up registration, so we're going to have appointments for that if you were to want a picture or autograph from the legend himself. Just wanted to throw that out there.
I got my pen right here, Schmidt. You want me to sign the top of your bill of your nice camouflage AMS hat?
Sure, I'll be able to retire. Oh, yeah.
If you are fixing your boat here at tournament day and you're parked in line, you are fixing your boat around 4 o'clock, you are no longer prepping, you are gambling, Schmitty.
Yes, and we understand that things happen on a boat that are sometimes out of control, but give it a look over a couple days before the tournament.
Yes.
And just so that we get one of the things, I said it before, but one of the biggest things we see at registration are guys who don't have their nav lights working. And we don't do that boat inspection aspect anymore, but just make sure your nav lights are working. That's something that should be always on in the water, keep everybody safe. That's just one of the things that we've seen that guys are having to fix their nav lights.
Right.
Yeah.
And also make sure that you have the proper PFDs in your boat.
Yes.
And the right amount for everybody that's in the boat. Make sure you got 4, 3, 2, whatever it is that's shooting in the boat.
That's actually funny that you say that, Matt. For the first time since we've been fishing up in the northern part of the state, we were open water fishing this past weekend. We got checked by a DNR warden.
Yep.
And we had to show our licenses, had to lift up our live well, and then she made us pull out. We had 4 people in the boat. We had to physically show her 4 life jackets.
Yep.
And we did it, and it was a fantastic experience. It was very cool, but we got checked, and so there's going to be probably, I'm sure a team or two is going to get checked by somebody
probably
during the tournament. So just have everything ready to rock and roll there.
Right. Scouting. How much is too much, Schmitty?
Oh, see, that's interesting.
How much is too much? Can you over-scout and burn yourself out?
Yeah.
Before the tournament day, Schmitty?
I think
you can?
I absolutely think you could.
Yeah, I do too.
Let me ask you this, Matt. Have you ever been a part of a tournament where you're scouting and you feel like you have scouted certain areas? Say you scout a spot a couple nights in a row. Have you ever thought that you've scouted a spot, run over some fish? Now, you're probably not shooting fish while you're scouting. Maybe you are. And that you actually started to burn that area out a little bit? Have you ever felt that at all?
Not myself.
Okay.
Not myself burning it out, looking at it, but not knowing who else was running through there the day before, the night before. How many? Maybe there was 7 or 8 more boats, depending on the size of the tournament that came through and looked at those same fish.
Right.
A couple years back, I was shooting with Jody Bagalki in the Green Bay tournament, and we went and scouted us. We weren't finding fish where we were thinking we should find fish, so we made a run to look for fish in a different location. We got in there, turned the lights on. We had the lights on for maybe 5 minutes, and I said, Jody, turn the lights off. Let's get the heck out of here. We found what we needed.
You didn't need to see
We didn't need to see anymore. I said, let's get the heck out of here.
Yep.
I don't want anybody to see us here. Let's
That's
leave.
the big aspect of it, too, is, you don't want anyone else seeing where you're scouting if there's another boat out there.
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So we got out of there, and come tournament night, we were the only boat there, and we did well.
Good.
We did well.
Let me ask you this, Matt. So, obviously, AMS Big 20, nighttime tournament. Let's say a guy's got a family at home. He's got a job he's got to wake up early for during the week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever think that scouting a body of water during the day for a nighttime tournament can be beneficial? Or do you feel like those fish behaviors between nighttime and daytime do not correlate, and then you wouldn't waste your time scouting during the daytime?
I think you can find just as good a spot during the day as you can at night.
Okay, so if you think if you find a good spot scouting during the day, that can be a spot that you can go right back to at night during a tournament.
Now, with that being said, during the day, that spot might not hold many fish.
Sure. Okay.
There might not be a lot of fish there. But come nighttime,
they might load up.
They could load up. Depending on the water features that are in that area, absolutely. I'll give you another example, Schmitty. I think it might have been either my second or last Bass Pro U.S. Open tournament that I shot in.
Okay.
Tournament day, we had about an hour and a half drive down to the headquarters for the tournament.
Okay.
We made one more run during the day to go look at the spot.
Okay.
The spot looked promising. It looked good. We liked it.
Yep.
It was hidden off where everybody else would kind of generally look.
Sure.
We went there tournament night, and we probably picked up about, not a lot of fish, but we probably picked up 6 or 7 decent buffs in that spot.
Was it a big 20 weight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's huge. That's 33% of your weigh-in right there.
I think we finished 4th in that tournament that year.
Yep.
Yep. So absolutely, daytime scouting can show you stuff that, you might overlook during the nighttime.
Sure.
Sure. Absolutely.
Next question, Matt. We're 9 days away.
Yeah.
How much can fish move in 9 days?
A lot.
A whole bunch.
A lot.
Yes.
Whew.
Yep. I would not recommend going out and scouting tonight, finding a bunch of fish, and then hoping that spot's going to be good in a week and a half.
Right.
That would be a gamble right there for sure. Let me ask you this, Matt. Do you chase fish that you found scouting yesterday or 2 days ago, but now the weather temps are different? Do you go back and try to find those fish, or do you completely try to change your game plan based off the conditions?
I'll try to see if those fish are still there.
Okay.
In a short window there.
Yep.
Past 4 days.
Yeah, even if you poke your nose in there and just do it quickly. Right. Okay, this is not like what it was. Weather changed, wind changed, whatever it might be. Make a plan, move elsewhere.
Wind is one big thing. You can have a nice, calm, shallow, flat weed grass. It looks beautiful, and that wind changes out of the north and it starts slapping in there, and you get some white caps rolling through there. Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Yep.
Don't like it.
I like this, Matt. I'm asking you all these questions. This is cool. You've got lots of tournament experience. let me float this one past you, okay? Matt Schillinger, you're out scouting for, let's say you're shooting the AMS Big 20. You don't work at AMS. You don't run the tournament. You're scouting for the AMS Big 20. You're a big bow fisherman, okay? Would you rather have, while scouting, you find one spot that you're like, oh my gosh, we could win the tournament here. This is insane. But every other spot you checked was desolate. Nothing. Or would you rather have 4 or 5 spots that you're like, yeah, not bad. We could probably pick up 4 or 5 fish here that we would put towards our Big 20. Would you rather have all your eggs in one basket that looks really good the night before the tournament, or a couple of spots that you're like, yeah, we could pick up a couple fish here?
I would prefer the spot where I could pick up a couple fish here and there.
Sure.
Versus one spot.
Yep.
Because you're going to burn that out after shooting a handful of fish.
Sure.
You're going to blow that spot out probably.
Yep.
Unless it's a big enough area to where you can let
it
it reload.
Situationally, but yes.
Unless it takes you a while to cover that whole big area and try to let more fish reload into that area. I would sooner have multiple spots where I can pick up 2 or 3, go, 2 or 3, go, and keep coming back versus one spot that has a bunch of fish in it. And if I shoot 7 fish in there, and now I just blew that whole spot out and I kind of burned it up.
Right.
And it's not reloading, that's hurting.
On to the next one.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would sooner have multiple spots.
Multiple okay spots than one, whoa, really good spot.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. Matt, how about you tell us a little bit about the Big Fish Pod?
The Big Fish Pod. That's the heaviest overall fish tournament. $25 of your entry fee goes towards that pot.
Yep.
All right. I believe as of yesterday, we were sitting at $1,100.
Okay. Nice. Very nice.
Usually that pot ends up around $1,800 to $2,000.
I was going to say that's only going to go up and up and up and up right up until tournament day.
Yep. And the crazy thing about that Big Fish Pot, I think there's a fish swimming around in Wisconsin right now that was probably worth more than what I paid for my first truck.
Do you remember how much you paid for your first truck, Matt?
Actually, it wasn't a truck. It was a car.
What kind of car?
I don't know. My mom and dad got it for me.
Oh, you didn't even know what kind of car it was?
Yeah, it was a Turismo.
Oh, interesting.
Little 5-speed stick shift in there, little hatchback.
How much did they cost back in the 50s?
We probably paid her at around $2,000 for that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'd have thought that your first car would have had 4 legs and a mane, but I guess not.
I'm not that old. I got gray hair, but I'm not that old.
Yep. But yeah, everybody wants that one big fish. And the crazy thing is, Matt, you might not win the tournament. You might not place in the top 10, but you're going to be able to walk away with a pretty big check.
Right. And, I would not spend my time looking around for one specific fish.
Yeah. Yep. Let it happen naturally throughout the night, typically, is when that will happen.
Right. Mm-hmm. Now, you've got teams that know where there's some big fish that are hanging out that have a really good chance of having that happen throughout the night.
Sure.
You know, you can have that happen anywhere. You can have that happen the Mississippi River is huge. That fish could pop up anywhere on the Mississippi River, So, absolutely, I would kind of let that just kind of go along with, throughout the night on something like that, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
A team might not win the tournament, but could still leave with a big check.
Absolutely. Yep, that's the fun part about it. Big kicker fish.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, Schmitty.
Oh, is it time?
It's prediction time. Prediction time for the 15th Annual AMS Big 20.
Okay.
Categories.
Do we want to make a bet on who's closest to the winning weight?
What are we going to bet?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
How about
the closest to the winning weight?
Yep.
The loser
okay.
has to jump off the deck of the AMS boat.
Deal. I'm game for that.
All right.
All right. We're shaking hands right here. You see it. It's official.
All right.
It's official.
All right.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Categories.
All right. So, what do you think the biggest common carp is going to weigh?
Do we have some history of that?
We do. Back? I'm going to get into that later on.
Oh, so you just, but we got to guess before we know it, huh? We just got to say our guesses right now.
The biggest common carp.
I think the biggest common carp, I want to write this down so I remember.
Yep, got to write it down.
Is going to weigh 40 pounds even.
40 even?
40 even.
Okay.
40.0 pounds.
Okay.
Is my guess.
All right.
All right. Matt, what's your guess?
My guess is 42.7.
Oh, going bigger. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
42.7. Okay,
yep,
gotcha.
42.7.
Let me ask you, Matt. You'll go first on this one. Biggest buff.
Yep. Biggest buff is going to be 48.8.
Ooh, 48.8 for Matt. 48.8.
Yep.
I'm going to play the cheater game here and say 48.7 pounds.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
All right. So now let's move on to the winning weight of the tournament. Then this is the one we're going to do.
This is the one that we'll do the bet for.
Bet is on.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I went first last year, I believe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the cold spring that we've been having is going to time itself out just right.
Okay.
For the Big 20.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some big fish that come in. That is why my guess is going to be 584 pounds.
584.
584. Yep, that's my guess. 584.
Okay.
What do you think, Matt?
I'm going to go with, and I really think that there's going to be some fish that are still holding tight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I think there's going to be some good weights that come in where they're not spewing eggs and losing weight.
Are you going to go higher than me?
I am going at 565.
Okay, all right. That's a pretty good. We got 20 pounds roughly between us. 565. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yep.
Our guesses are in.
I would have went higher.
Okay.
But because we dropped the buff limit down to 5, it's throwing a wrench in there, making things, changing the game up for all you to think about.
Yep. 5 buffs only.
We got to make these guys work for this here money.
Yep. I'm just curious, Matt. Let's see here. So my guess was 584.
Yeah.
Yours was 565. 584. Whoops.
Yep.
584 divided by 20. I'm looking at
what the average weight is.
Yeah. 29 pound average.
That's a good average.
All right. You did 565 divided by 20. You're looking at a 28.25 pound average. So pretty close, but boy, that would be some crazy.
There's always some crankers that come in.
Yeah.
There's always some crankers that come in.
Yep. Yep. Agreed. Okay, cool. We got that done.
Yep. Schmitty, do you have any Big 20 memories?
Oh, geez. Absolutely, Matt. Oh, my gosh. When do we want to?
Do you have any Big 20 memories? Anything that kind of sticks out in your head from the years that you were on the weights and scales and parking and all and helping and all that stuff?
One of the first memories I have was my first Big 20, actually. I had graduated from high school on a Saturday. And as soon as I was done walking across the stage, I took my little robe thing off and hat, and I changed into a bunch of my AMS stuff. It was my first year working here. And I drove right to the Marshfield Fairgrounds and helped with the tournament that day. I always remember sitting there like, come on, wrap it up. Let's get going. I got a tournament to attend. And it was all so new and cool and crazy, all these boats and people. Oh, it was just, I'll always remember that. I remember pulling up to the fairgrounds and I'm like, holy cow. And then, I was taking pictures and helping with registration and boat inspections and all that stuff. I'll always remember that. My first one, I was just so excited to even just be a part of it. It was really cool.
Be part of it all.
Yep. Yeah. As a young 18-year-old, that was a really cool experience. Yep. How about yourself?
I remember some of our first ones in Brandenburg, Kentucky.
Those had to be crazy, hauling all that stuff down there.
Yeah. It was a lot of work on, and that's why we moved it back here, of course, because it was a lot to move all this stuff for tournaments and stuff like that there. And we used to cook food for everybody, and everybody got a free plate and everything.
Sure.
I remember the mayor was so welcoming in Brandenburg.
Oh, really?
He was just awesome.
That's neat.
Yeah, he was really good and everything and cool. I remember doing a live radio broadcast the second year in Brandenburg at a radio station. They had us come on there and stuff.
How cool is that?
Jason Four helped me a lot. He was a local bull fisherman in the area that knew everybody in the area. It was, I think the thing that I remember the most is everybody was so welcoming.
Yeah.
Everybody was so welcoming for the tournaments and wanting us there and to bring that's drawing in a little bit of revenue for those towns and those local areas and the local gas stations and everything.
Restaurants, gas stations, hotels even. Right, that's huge. Right.
License, people are buying out-of-state license and whatnot. One thing that I remember is we talked about him on here quite a little bit, Debo Fisher.
Yep.
Our first tournament there, he had a little baby.
Oh, my gosh.
At that time, just a little baby, And now that little baby is Landon Lee Conley, who's shooting just a crazy amount of youth records. We had him on the podcast here a couple episodes back and stuff. And now just to see, when you're doing the tournaments, you don't really think about it that way. But then when you see somebody was a baby and now he's a young bow fisher, to see him, what that kind of shows you the life span, I guess, of the Big 20 tournament.
And how cool that you kind of got to see his bow fishing career grow up in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And I think some of the best memories is just having so many friends that you meet at these places and the people that you meet at these. I absolutely love watching weigh-ins. You guys get mad at me all the time up on the scales because you like the scale where we have the two scales. You like to have everything as steady and stable as everything, and I'm up there jumping around doing Facebook Lives, and
we'll be sitting there with our final barrel for a team. Everyone's not even breathing because we want everything as still as possible. All right, your total weight is. All of a sudden, Matt, there, got some big fish up here. The trailer's moving, the scale is bouncing. We're like, get off the trailer. We got to do this. But it is cool. You got to get that stuff. You got to do it.
I want to get the pictures. I want to get the memories. I want to get the footage, and it's just a lot of fun. And I know it kind of bothers you up there, but I just love seeing the guys come back to weigh in. And I love to see the excitement on their faces and lifting those big fish out of those barrels and into the scales. It's just it's just a lot of fun. It's just really cool atmosphere.
Absolutely. One thing I will say, just talking about trailers, for guys who are shooting the Big 20 this year, one thing that we do ask is we do not want any shooters on the trailer.
Right.
We will load the fish into barrels, and then the people working the scale will do all the work. You just need to set the fish into the barrel, and then we will weigh it.
Right.
It's not a big deal. We've had teams that want to help us, so they jump off, and we just that's one thing.
You guys can just stay in
your
your boat,
and we'll do all the work moving forward.
I remember that one year. It's just some crazy fish. I know Corey Brosmer brought in a fish one year they got like his behind his dorsal fin must have got chopped off by a prop.
Oh my!
And it was still alive. It was but I remember that we had some crazy gold carp come through here.
I remember that.
I remember we had drum come in with big rapalas in their mouth and everything.
It
just
aggressive little buggers,
a lot of crazy things. And just the energy. The energy here I think is really cool. I love it. I love the atmosphere. And for me, I like to see people having a good time.
No, for sure. Absolutely.
That's what I like to see, the people just enjoying it, enjoying the atmosphere, and just taking it all in.
Yeah.
Just taking it all in.
Let me ask you this, Matt. Do you remember any crazy weather years?
Oh, yeah. There was, I think, the first year we went to Henderson, Kentucky, the weather was, the river was, and that was a year, no, maybe it was the second year. It might have been the second year, because that was just strictly the Ohio River, and the Ohio River was way out of its banks. And I was so worried, Derrick, because there was so much debris going down the Ohio River. I mean, there was a lot of debris, and I was worried about the teams and anybody hitting something and getting in an accident, and that was a crazy year. And then that might have been the reason, because in the following year we went down to Henderson, Kentucky. We opened it up to a no-holes bar tournament. Teams could go wherever they wanted to, because they weren't restricted to just the Ohio River in case something like that did happen again.
Sure.
And for everybody that doesn't know, here in Wisconsin, this is a statewide tournament. You can go anywhere in the state.
Yep.
If you are fishing like the Mississippi River, you have to put in on the Wisconsin side, and you can also, and you can't go past the tracks, and that's all under rules and everything.
Yes.
Which we'll go over before the tournament, some of those high point rules and stuff. But you look like you wanted to say something.
I do, and I have something that I'm very curious about. And we've probably gone over this in the past, but I'm curious, Matt. What year was the first Big 20 held?
2011.
2011. Okay, 15 years ago. Well, 15th annual. How many teams do you remember?
I think there was 47.
47. Okay,
I think
gotcha.
There was 47.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've roughly doubled since then in our average amount of teams that we get. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Cool. Yep. What would you say the biggest thing is as far as the difference in the Big 20 tournament in 2011, 2012, 2013 compared to the last couple of years?
Ooh, that's a good question, Schmitty.
I would just be genuinely curious, like, how many scales did you have? How many people worked the tournament? Are the numbers weight-wise up compared to what they were 15 years ago?
The very first couple of years, it was just one scale.
One scale, okay.
And then I would do the big fish on a separate little hanging scale.
Okay.
And I remember, like, the first year, it was our weighing area was so small and tight. I mean, and the crowd just kept getting closer and closer, and people were walking everywhere, and it was kind of like, well, we need to fix this. We can't have people just and that's why you see it here. We have cones up with ropes and stuff, so nobody can get in there. It just got so small. One scale. One thing that we used to do years ago is we used to have to haul we take hamburgers and buns and tons of food.
Oh, my gosh.
And then every participant got a free plate.
Sure.
And stuff like that there. Well, we just couldn't add it. That was coming out of the pocket a little too much.
Yeah.
I mean, we come back here to Wisconsin. We had like 120 teams that one year. Well, that was a lot of food. So that was a big expense that we had to cut back on.
Sure. Yep.
That's why we got the food trucks coming in now for that. And it's something that, and our crew has gotten so efficient and so polished by running these tournaments. Years ago we used to have, like a dozen or so people helping. Now there's just a very small handful of people that are helping with the tournament.
Something about that too, Matt. Everybody who works here, for everybody who doesn't know, everyone who works at AMS helps with the tournament. Yeah. Okay?
Yep.
You've been doing it for obviously 15 years, as long as the tournament's been alive. I've been doing it for 10. Our least tenured person here, as far as experience working there, is 5 years.
Right.
She's been here 5 years.
Yeah.
We like you said, we're just so efficient. We do it every year. We try to make it as efficient as possible.
Right.
And it really is fun to see the full project in motion. So many different parts moving at the same speed and pace to make sure everything is smooth and everything goes exactly how it should.
Yeah.
It's fun to see.
I always say it kind of looks like a controlled chaos.
It is. Yep. Yep. Agreed.
Well, Schmitty, I want to look back here a couple of years in history here for the past AMS Big 20 tournaments. In 2011, Schmitty, the winning weight was 613 pounds.
Wow. Wow. 2012, what was in the water that year? In 2012, 908 pounds won first place. Holy cow.
Yeah. Okay, so that was not the second year. Then when you had the floods, that had to be the third year.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah, yep. 2013, 745 pounds.
Okay. 2014, another big weight. 802 pounds in 2014.
2015, 597 pounds.
2016, 846 pounds.
2017, 723 pounds.
Okay, gotcha.
Now, Going down from
Yes.
here, Schmitty, this is where it changed to the Big 20.
Yep.
Before that, it was a Big 30 weight.
Yep. So now that we changed to the Big 20, 2018, 419 pounds won it.
2019, 510 pounds won.
2020 was canceled due to the COVID situation. 2021, 674 pounds won it. That's a big weight for a Big 20.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And that's a change in dates, Derek. Those are changed from the previous ones were in June to having one in May. 2022, 548 pounds.
2023, 527 pounds.
2024, 603 pounds.
And last year, 2025, Team IndyCarp Charters, Josh Mertens' team, 564 pounds.
Wow.
Yes.
Schmitty, I did something yesterday that I wanted to see what would happen with this.
Okay.
So what I did is I went back to when we brought the tournament back here to Wisconsin.
Okay. Yep.
All right, 2014.
Okay.
Heaviest common carp from 2014 to last year's 2025 tournament.
Okay. Gotcha.
I wanted to look at the weights of the heaviest commons because this Wisconsin needs to brag on this.
We are criminally underrated when it comes to this aspect, and we're about to prove it.
Yes. Yeah, the proof is right here.
Yeah.
In 2014, the heaviest common carp to come through was 38.8 pounds.
Big fish. 2015, 43.3 pound common.
2016, 38.8.
2017, 44.7 pounds.
2018, 37.9.
2019, 42.2.
2021, 42.4.
2022, 35.7 pounds. Oh.
2023, 47.8 pounds.
What a tank. My gosh. It was 2.2 pounds away from 50-pound common carp. 2024, 40.2 pounds.
Yep, and 2025, 38.2.
Those are some big fish. And that's on one night. That's one tournament night.
Yeah.
God knows what the big fish that were shot in the 2 weeks before and after the tournament.
Right. So, Schmitty, those 11 fish right there.
Oh, you're going to average them out, aren't you?
Come out to 450 pounds.
Oh, okay, 450 even. Gotcha.
Schmitty, that's an average heaviest common carp for our tournaments. The average weight of those common carp, 40.9 pounds.
That's insane. That's
40.9 pounds.
That is insane.
That's why I said the proof is right here.
Absolutely. I tell you what, the average of 40.9 pounds makes me feel pretty good about my guess of 40 even.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow, Schmitty, that's crazy.
Cool. Yep, absolutely.
That's crazy.
Wisconsin's got some big old fish.
Mm-hmm. We're going to move on to a different subject here now, Schmitty.
Okay.
Are you ready for this right here?
I am.
All right, here we go.
Can you feel the tension in the air right now?
It's time for BAA Records.
All right, Schmitty, it's time for little records here.
Okay.
How about Dana Carroll on her BAA women's record, South Carolina long-nosed gar, weighing in at 7.69 pounds.
Very nice. I've got Jason Smitley, state record big mouth buffalo out of Ohio, weighing 57.5 pounds. Nice shooting there.
Here we go again with Dana Carroll.
Whoa.
BAA women's record, South Carolina common carp, weighing in at 16.1 pounds.
How cool is that? I tell you what, the ladies are getting out on the water.
All right, I love it. I love it.
Yes, Madison Berglund, women's record cow-nose ray out of Alabama, 13 pounds, 9.6 ounces.
Nice.
How cool is that?
Here we go again, Schmitty. Cheyenne Williams with the BAA women's record, Tennessee common carp, weighing in at an even 8 pounds.
Very nice. I've got Madison Berglund again. BAA women's record, Atlantic needlefish out of Alabama, 3.2 ounces.
Wow, hell
If you can hit a 3.2 ounce fish, wow, you are dialed in.
Wow.
It's a lot easier to hit a 40 pounder than a 3.2 ouncer. Oh.
How about Bryce Obermeyer with his BAA state record Wyoming common carp, weighing in at 30.8 pounds.
Very
That thing got a big old belly on it.
Yep. Congrats to Wade Sankett with his state record butterfly stingray out of Florida, 11 pounds even.
Right.
Nice shooting, Wade.
Schmitty, I want to bring up since we just did a bunch of big fish here for the BA records, how about the big fish categories and the prizes that you could win right here for the AMS Big 20 tournament?
Absolutely. Start us out, Matt. We got all kinds of prizes here.
If you shoot the heaviest gar, you will win $500 donated by Miller Graphics and Design.
Very cool by Jordan Miller to do that for us. The heaviest common carp will win a megamouth bowfishing reel.
Nice.
That'll be exciting. I can't wait to give that one away.
Who is that donated by?
That is donated by, believe it or not, Megamouth Bowfishing.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice. The heaviest buffalo is going to walk away with an osprey bow donated by Oneida.
Very cool. Very cool. Heaviest dogfish is going to walk away with an RPM striker donated by the Wisconsin Bowfishing Association.
Nice, nice. And the heaviest drum is going to win a hooligan bow donated by AMS Bowfishing.
Very cool. Heaviest quillback from one of our fantastic sponsors of the podcast.
Yes.
The heaviest quillback will win $1,000 Efficiency Lights coupon donated by Outdoor Innovations USA.
Wow.
Very cool.
Very nice.
Well.
Very nice. So we've got some great prizes right there for
Absolutely.
the heavy big fish categories and the prizes right there that you can win.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Very cool, Schmitty.
Are we ready to have our guest join us?
Let's bring in the guest right for this commercial break,
Okay,
Schmitty.
sounds good. We'll do it.
Efficiency Bowfishing Lights by Outdoor Innovations USA. A color tone adjustable and dimmable light with a unique patented reflector design that puts more light where you need it. Efficiency Bowfishing Lights offer 3 different models: the 65-watt single color economy light, the 65-watt Efficiency V2 tricolor dimmable light for maximum efficiency and versatility, and the 130-watt Efficiency Maximus, designed to be an all-out beast of a bowfishing light. Efficiency, designed and built by bowfishermen for bowfishermen. Check them out at OutdoorInnovationsUSA.com. Are you looking to elevate your bowfishing brand with stunning design solutions? Look no further than N Designs. Their team of talented designers is dedicated to bringing your vision to life. Whether it's t-shirts, hats, leather products, eye-catching logos, to captivating boat wraps, they have you covered. Plus, with their commitment to excellence and attention to detail, you can trust that your project is in good hands. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose N Designs for extraordinary results. Visit their website today and let's bring your ideas to life. N Designs, where creativity meets excellence.
Welcome back, everybody. Bowfishing Buzz Podcast. We have a very, very special guest joining us. Not just joining us on the phone like we have done in the past. He did the same thing last year after a very important tournament that he shot in. We have the 2025 AMS Big 20 Challenge champion sitting here with us. Josh Mertens.
I love it.
Into Carp Charters.
Yes.
They took home gold last year at the AMS Big 20. We're going to talk to him. Thank you for joining us, Josh. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Very exciting day to me for today. I'm very excited to be here. When Matt texted me yesterday and asked if I can come up here, I'm like, absolutely. Just got to squeeze it in. I got my child's ultrasound today.
Awesome.
To find out the sex at 20 weeks.
Oh,
so
cool.
Today,
That's awesome. How exciting for you.
yeah, it's super exciting. Me and my wife, this will be our second child, so we're super pumped about this. And then being back here with you guys, it's amazing.
Awesome.
It's super awesome.
That's cool. That's awesome.
No idea yet, boy or girl?
We don't know yet. We'll find out
right.
today.
Do you have a hunch?
Do you have a
Josh?
hunch? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a girl because her pregnancy's been a little bit different this time.
Okay,
than
sure.
the boy was the last time. So kind of hoping for that $1 million family, to have a
Nice.
boy and a girl would be super cool. But regardless, it's going to be a bowfish.
It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful catch for you, just like last year.
Absolutely. My girlfriend's grandma, she's like 14 for 14. She will see somebody in the family who is pregnant and go,
Just
boy.
Yeah.
And she's batting like 1,000 with it. I don't
Really?
know what it is.
Well, supposedly sometimes if you carry high or low, that kind of gives it a little cool away and stuff.
Yeah, there's all those little hints that those old timers
Yes,
have and stuff,
yes.
and they're usually pretty on because they didn't have all this technology back in the days. But what they can do nowadays is just wild. Like I can't wait to actually see that image and stuff. The ultrasound, what you can see nowadays, it's just
crazy.
amazing.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Well, that's cool. Well,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Very
Congrats.
exciting for you. I'm sure this day is going to be cool being here, and then exciting going back home and going to visit the doctor for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Good for you, Josh. That's
So
awesome.
I tell you what, Josh, we're going to talk about all kinds of things with you.
Yep.
We talked about this last year, but we need to go back and rehash just because the Big 20 is coming up very soon.
A couple days away.
We're getting excited here. We love to run the tournament, seeing everybody, seeing you again. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Yep.
My first thing I want to bring up, take us back to last year, Josh. When you guys realized that you had enough weight to possibly win the Big 20, what was that moment like? What were you guys feeling at that time?
Well, like when we started thinking that we could have won last year was that drive back, and then started talking to a couple people on the way back, like Risky Adventures and Casey Lee, and talking to some people, and they're like, yeah, we're not seeing a lot of big fish, and we're like, oh boy, like the butterflies start going. We're like, no way, can we possibly do? We got to be like a top 3, just all the talk starts in the truck. And I mean, this year the drive back, like we weren't tired at all. Like usually you're like tired, but this year we were jacked. We're like, man, did we do it? Could we have done it? And then once we got back and started culling our fish and started seeing what other people had, we were like, oh boy, like we did good. Like,
that's cool.
We did really good.
Right.
So, until you get up there on them scales and actually really start seeing and hearing the numbers and stuff, then it really started changing. Because when we weighed in, she told us that we took first place, but then all of a sudden, we started getting excited. We're like,
oh yeah, that was great. That was awesome.
And then all of a sudden she's like, well, hold up. And we're like, well, what? She's like, you don't even have your biggest fish yet. Dude, we just lost.
Yes, because we tally that weight up with what we have in the other barrels, because that big fish is the tiebreaker.
Yep, exactly.
So we weigh that fish separately. So then adding a big fish onto that, I bet that was awesome.
Oh, it just blew our minds, because all of a sudden we were like, dude, I think we just secured it. Like, we just, because there was only like 6 boats after us.
I was going to say, you guys were towards the end last year weighing in.
I was going to ask you, I think you were the third of the last boats come in, or the second to last?
No, there was, I think, like 5 boats.
Oh, there was.
We were like the 6 last ones, I think.
Okay.
The weight. So there's like 5 boats behind us, but we kind of saw what they had sitting on their decks already, and we were like, I don't think anybody's going to beat us, and especially with James capturing the biggest common and the biggest fish of the tournament.
Yep.
We're like, whoa, like, we're pretty sure we got this.
Yeah.
What a great feeling.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
What a great feeling.
It was amazing. Like, there's still no words for how it felt. Like, all that hard work paying off, all the time away from the family, all the work on the boat, all that stuff. Like, all the boat fishermen know what that's like. All that effort
came together.
Yep, it all came together, and then the team pulled together that night, and everything could have went about as good as it possibly could have get. I mean, we still had some hiccups with the boat and stuff, but I mean, we held it together. Didn't lose our cool. Just
kept your composure.
Yep, just kept in mind, like, we just got to keep shooting, keep grinding, keep hitting it, just keep going until we can't no more, and just make sure we get back.
Yeah, right.
Yep. That was a cool moment when you guys came up to weigh-ins. I just was looking through some video this morning. Of you guys coming up to weigh-ins there, and as you were driving, you were in the boat, and you already had a good feeling, because you were excited already. You were like pumping your hands up in the air and stuff, and you were all jacked up. And that was great. That's what I love to see that at tournaments.
I want to see that emotion.
I want to see that emotion.
Leak out.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And you really did that good. So, Josh, looking back, what was the biggest key to winning last year? Scouting, timing, location, your shooting, or was it just keeping the hammer down all night long?
I think it was just the big part of it was just keeping the hammer and not giving up on our spot. When we originally first pulled up, there wasn't the fish.
Right.
There was a lot of other boats on there on the same lake, and they pulled off and stuff like that. Wow. And the thing is, and also the location of our spot too was very key, but not to give up on it and just keep grinding until the end. But also the shooting was a big part too, because we were in fast current, really tough shooting conditions. Fish rip off really easy there, so the backup shots were key. Like James's big fish, as soon as he tagged that, me and Keller instantly put 2 more arrows in it.
Right.
So I mean, the backup shots were just so key. Plus gaffing them fish in, super key not to lose them. Right. I mean, we did lose a couple other big ones where our weight would have been even better.
Yep.
But that's where it comes down to placing them shots and making sure your team can hit them backup shots. I think are super key. I mean, I don't someone kind of gave me crap on one of my Facebook posts. They're like, oh, why does that fish have 3 arrows in it on one of my guides? So is it that slow fishing? It's like, no, when you got a big 30+ pound fish,
Right.
we don't mess around. Like
Yeah.
you put arrows in that. I lost fish already this year with double arrows in it, and you're trying to pick it out of the water. It's like, no, you got to gaff that fish.
Yep.
You got to secure that fish. If you ain't securing them big fish in a good manner, you're not going to win.
Right. And so true for tournament shooting. You can't lose those fish.
No.
But even for your guiding service, you want that client that just shot a 30-pound common, you want him to hold that up for a picture. You want him to, you don't want to lose that fish neither. So backup shots are critical in guiding also.
Well, and something too that I've seen, not necessarily tournament related, but how many times, Matt, will we be out shooting fish? One of us will shoot a big fish that we want to get a backup shot into. Whichever one of us didn't shoot it puts a backup shot into it. How many times within seconds of that second arrow going into that fish does that first arrow pull out? And it's like, oh my gosh, we were within 4 seconds of losing this fish. So when in doubt, put another one in them.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Especially when you've been tugging on that fish for a minute and a half.
And usually you will be if it's a bigger fish.
And like you said, current and stuff. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can't pass up a backup shot. That fish is secured. No fish is ever secured in my mind.
Yep.
And that's the reason why, like on my guides, I carry my bow. Cause like a lot of my customers know they want to see me shoot because I have the experience in that, but I'm like, well, I'll shoot after you guys all miss. But if you hit that big fish, I'm definitely going to put another shot in it to make sure that, like you said, so they can have that picture because that memory will last with them forever. And but when it comes to tournament, man, I will not lie, you gotta secure them fish.
Right. And you made a key point there, Josh, on sticking with it.
Yeah.
Not giving up on your spot, because a lot of times I have done it a lot. I'll go to my spots for tournaments, and I'm like, all of a sudden you start like, oh man, they're not here. We gotta do something. We gotta make a plan here. We gotta figure something out. You guys stuck with it. Good for you guys.
Yep, that can be tough to do.
It was tough at first, but then once the night came on, and then we got way up in our spot, it changed and it got better. But dude, at some point, there is some to that though. I mean, at some point you might have to bail on it and stuff.
Yes.
It happened to work out last year. It was just if we stuck with it and we grind and we kept grinding, and it paid off. And I've had that on my guide nights too. Like sometimes you just gotta keep, because like you're not usually on a guide night, you're not gonna go jump to a whole different lake. You're not gonna go, we go out in the Winnebago and then we're gonna fly up to Green Bay like on a tournament night or something. So I've learned that a lot. You just gotta grind. You will find them. These lakes are big. There's a lot of water for the fish. So somewhere out there, them fish are
somewhere. Right. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Let me ask you this, Josh. Are you an NBA fan by chance?
Not really.
Okay.
I
all right.
Gosh,
all right.
I used to watch a lot of sports when I was a kid and stuff, but lately, over the years, with once I got more into my freestyle motocross career, and then with the bowfish, I just don't have the time and the kid and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you a little story. Okay.
I wonder where this is going.
When LeBron James was 16 years old, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Okay.
ESPN flew an entire television crew into his high school gymnasium, and for the first time in ESPN basketball history, a high school game was aired on ESPN. All right? He did not go to college. The teams in the NBA wanted to draft him straight out of high school. All right? He had all the pressure on him in the world to be great. He goes on to have a amazing 20-year career that is still going on, multiple-time champion. He had everything to lose. Every expectation was piled on top of him, and he was able to persevere and still be one of the all-time greatest, in my opinion.
Oh, gosh, not even close.
That leads me to my question for you. Did winning the Big 20 last year, did it change anything for you or your team moving forward? More confidence? Do you guys feel more pressure now? More people trying to get information out of you? Anybody that's like, you guys are the enemy now. You guys are the top dog. It's lonely at the top. Did you feel any change since you guys won it last year?
Well, a little bit of change with the team, definitely the confidence. Like, we know we can work well together. Like I said, I got Nick and James are the left-handed shooters. with me and Keller, he's always on my guides with me. We know the boat very, very well. We got such a smooth operation going, and just to watch that come together on that tournament night, and that it actually was very successful, that gave us a huge boost of confidence to be like, we know what we're doing. We're a young team. A very young team. I mean, we were only 3 years last year doing tournaments, so this is our 4th year doing a tournament. So we're very young in this. So we feel like we can hang out with the big dogs now. We can hang out with these guys.
You belong.
Yeah, that we belong here. And I mean, we got some tough competition.
Oh, you darn right.
I mean, we got some really great people in here that shoot this tournament that I feel sometimes like when I'm watching like Wisconsin Wild at Maverick and watching him slay fish all the time, day, night, whenever he decides to go out, it's like, man, these guys, they've been doing it for a long time and everything. So it feels really cool to be able to hang out with them. And, same with the Risky Adventure guys. I mean, Casey Lee, like all these guys that come to this tournament, they're top competitors. And we have out-of-state people that come in. They know what they're doing. I mean, look, last year, the 2nd and 3rd place were from Minnesota.
Right.
I mean, those guys know what the heck. They're not even from here. They know what they're doing. So it feels really cool to be able to compete with people like that and be able to be at par with them. If anything, one of those tournaments just opened more doors. A lot more people want to talk to me now and stuff. Not necessarily about my fishing spots or stuff like that, but just, hey, we know who you are now, and watch your podcast, and you seem like just a very normal guy, just like all of us and stuff like that. And so it's been great talking with the different teams and stuff like that. We really can't wait for the tournament next week because we really don't get to see each other a lot. So it'd be really cool to see a bunch of these guys that we haven't seen since last year and everything.
That's awesome. Kate, Josh, did you have what was your reaction like from your parents, your wife? And then also other bow fishermen. I mean, how was that? We talked to you last year, but we didn't dive into what they all were, congratulating and stuff. How did they react to you winning the Big 20?
I think my wife really couldn't believe it.
Really? Yeah.
She's like, well, good job. I guess all that time, paid off that you put into it, and she was super grateful and pumped for us just, because all the effort, and she knows all the time, and and the money, that's always on her mind, all the money stuck into the bow fishing. So but then my family too, just my grandparents, super supportive. My grandfather just passed away last month, but he was the one.
To hear that.
Thank you. He was a very great man. He supported me in everything I ever did, like my freestyle motocross. He was like probably my biggest supporter. And then he was the one that borrowed me his 14-footer the first year that I got into this. And it's like, hey, you want to run with this? Here you go, make a setup. And, then we quickly next year graduated to the rig that I got now and stuff. But my grandparents were like blown away, like, like, oh my gosh, like you guys pulled it off already. Like you guys my grandmother's like, you just started doing these, and the family and the friends, a good buddy, Dylan Jacob, that we talk about fishing all the time. I've just met him through Bowfish, and him talk about scouting and different spots and all this. He was just going nuts, I guess. He told me I was freaking out when I saw that you guys won, and my girlfriend's like, what's going on? He goes, the boys won it. And she's like, what do you mean? The guys that I go fishing with, he's like, they won it. I can't believe it. And so just the amazing support from everyone in the friend circle.
How cool is that?
It was super cool. Like, everybody was just knows like the dedication that I put towards this, and with getting into guiding and all that stuff, and be able to come out with the win at like I feel like you guys are the biggest tournament in the state and one of the biggest ones in the nation. To come away with a win, it's just, it's still like a dream. It's still a dream.
That's so cool. That is so cool.
That's
and
awesome.
So right also.
Yeah.
So coming back as defending champs, all right, Josh, if you had to say that you are excited for this year's Big 20 or stressed about this year's Big 20, whether it be the expectations that you have set for yourself, or maybe if it's excitement, it's just can't wait to go out and try to do it again. What would you say that feeling is? Are you more excited or stressed now that you've won it and you're coming back again this year?
I'm right on the line of both.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
I have the both, like, it's kind of like the devil and angel on the shoulder kind of thing. Like, I'm super excited just to be back here. I love the tournament, how you guys run it. Everything about the atmosphere here is just so much fun, and that's why, like I said, we'll always come back to this tournament. And just to, see everybody, and I love looking at all the boats. Everybody has such different rigs.
Yep.
And I'm just really excited for all that. But at the same time, a little stressed because now I got like that target on my back.
Yep.
Like people know who we are. And now I feel like there's going to be that expectation. Like for myself too, like I don't want to come in 20th place this year. Like I want to be at least like in the top 5, to be like, hey, last year wasn't
a fluke.
Right. Like we just didn't happen to do all right one night. Like I want to come back in and like prove ourselves again. And I feel like that's how a lot of people are. Like anybody that's won this, like you want to come back and be like, hey, we're meant to be here and we're here to stay.
Yeah.
And so watch out for us.
Yeah. I think I think at the tournament too, even just like when we're on the scales or we see teams come in, there's a handful of teams that you look to yourself and you're like, oh, look who's pulling up to the scales.
Yeah.
There's potential.
Oh, absolutely.
There's potential here that the first place boat could be coming up to weigh-ins right now.
Right.
Yeah, there's a handful of guys that I think of off the top of our head, but I would think that when you win it like that, you are now part of that group. Everybody watching, everybody going up and going, oh, what did
jumped into that category?
What's Josh? What's Indy Carp going to weigh in here?
Right.
And it's just a little bit more of a watch than if teams who maybe haven't done as well come through. Anybody can win it, but there's a handful of guys that when they roll up to scales, everyone's kind of like, all right, let's see what we got going on over here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like when we come to weigh in again, like last year, people heard that we had bigger fish, and all of a sudden, like people start crowding around.
Yep.
So I feel like that's why I want to come back with some good fish this year because people are like, "Oh, here's
they're
the champs."
expecting it now from you.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the champs. What do they got this year? Or do they just flop out? You know, and definitely nobody wants to flop out. So so we're hoping that we can do is just as good as last year. Obviously, we would like to repeat, but for myself, I just at least want to be up in that top group again, to be, because like you said, like now I feel like we have that stigma that we're going to be part of that group, and I would like to stay part of that group.
Yep.
Speaking of that, I think it was 2010 or 2011, I went down to Kentucky and shot in my first BA Worlds tournament.
Okay.
And never shot in any big tournaments. I shot in the Castle Rock tournament and the Petenwell tournament. And I shot in the tournament in Illinois before that. And so this was like one of my bigger ones.
Yep.
And you go down there, and of course I'm pulling a truck that has AMS Bowfishing logos on the truck and then the AMS boat. So when I went down there, I felt I was a little intimidated.
Oh, I bet.
I felt pressure because, I've never shot in a Worlds tournament before. I never was on Kentucky Lake besides when I had a camera in my hand before. So I was very intimidated. But then as the night went on and we were doing well and we came back to weigh-ins and we ended up taking second place at the Worlds, you start feeling like, I can do this.
Yep.
I can compete with these guys. I kind of know what I'm doing. I can do this.
Yep.
And you're right. You start getting confident and you start getting that confidence in your teammates.
Yeah.
And things start clicking. So absolutely, you can start out by thinking you don't know what you're doing, and by the end of the day, you're like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can do this.
There's life lessons to be learned in that shooting tournaments too. Getting confidence in something that you went in intimidated for.
Yep.
You went in, you did it, you did well, you prepared for it, and now you're like, that wasn't bad at all. This is fun.
Right.
That's it. That can be traced to a lot of different aspects of your life too.
Yep.
100%.
So Josh, do you think defending can be a little hard to do? Is it hard? Do you think it's hard to repeat? I know, like, for example, Carp Unlimited, they've won a tournament now 3 or 4 times, I think, over the years. Is it hard to repeat in these type of tournaments where things can change so quickly on the water and weather and stuff?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, for a team to do a back-to-back in a tournament like this, where there's so many variables.
Yeah.
I mean, especially this year, the weather hasn't been great. The waters have been high, so they haven't been warming fast. I mean, from one weekend to next weekend, I'm only seeing maybe a temp or 2 difference. It's not really jumping or nothing.
Right.
And the weather, too, like last year's weather, we had 80-degree days coming up into the tournament. Fish were going nuts and crazy. All of a sudden, windy, chilly, cold, shut them all off. It could be anybody's ball game that night.
Right.
So to do a back-to-back repeat would be, something amazing, but also I think it's quite of a challenge too, just because there's so many variables and there's so many good teams here. I mean, last year was 84 teams. So, I mean, that's a lot of people that you got to duke it out with.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be one heck of an achievement too, back to back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, how cool would that be?
That would be very cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Josh, you guys done any scouting yet? I know we're a week and a half out, but have you guys in the back of your head when you're guiding or going around, have you been doing any scouting for the tournament at all?
Yeah, I mean, when I'm always out in the water, I'm always in the back of my mind for this tournament and stuff like that. I'm always, like, I talk to other guys too, like, you're sitting on the toilet or whatever, you're looking at Google Maps and you're like, oh, that's maybe a good spot. Maybe that's a good spot. Like, my Google Maps, I probably got like 30 some pins, like, of places I would just like to bowfish in general. You know what I mean? And but you're like, man, that might be a good place that, you know, with good big fish in it and stuff like that. As far as like actual scouting on the water, not so much yet. I do have guides here come Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and have plans all next week every night to be out on the water and stuff like that to get some good scouting in. But same thing like last year, everything we did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, heck, even Friday, that didn't mean a darn of a thing come, you know, Saturday. So, so, you know, it can just change so fast. And so you can put in all that scouting and all that hard work, and comes the day of it, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, where are my fish?
Right. So. Exactly. So, Josh, what are you kind of watching for right now a little bit? Are you kind of keeping an eye on, you know, water temp, water clarity, weather, spawning activity, boat pressure, or anything else?
Kind of all of that. I mean, with
put it all together.
Fishing, you got to kind of take in all that in consideration. I mean, the big thing right now is the weather. I mean, we're a week and a half out right now. I mean, they're calling for rain that day.
Right.
And it's not going to be like super warm, you know, again. Right. So it's kind of like a repeat of last year, which kind of played in our favor last year. So I'm like, okay, that ain't too bad. You know, if the fish aren't going crazy spawning and we can get in some of our good spots and we can find some big ones, well, that'd help us out because they'll shut down a lot of other people's good spots. But at the same time, it's, you know, I've been checking the water temp and it's not climbing very fast at all. I mean, compared to when we got that warm rain in the middle of April, we had a hell of a night. We found buffalo spawning already in the middle of April.
Yeah. How crazy. We had a weird little warm spell here and it's been cold ever since.
Yep. So, like, that's been in the back of my mind because it's been really hard out there grinding lately for my customers and stuff. I mean, we're still finding them fish and they're still having a great time, but it is nothing like last year at this time. So it's kind of like, ooh, like, make me a little nervous on that aspect and stuff. And,
absolutely.
With all the flooding, too.
That makes,
it's been wild.
We were actually down at this exact time last year filming with Jana Waller.
Was it this?
It was this week right here.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
And it was 80 degrees.
It was hot
and sunny.
And
stuff.
it was and
beautiful.
we were shooting buffs like you would not believe. It was a blast. I got two things for you guys, all right? The couple days leading up to the tournament next week, I got a little weather report, all right? Next week, Wednesday, high of 65, low of 47, no rain. Thursday, high of 70, low of 47. Friday, high of 70, low of 49. So that is some somewhat stable, decently warm weather. I can't see Saturday and Sunday, but at least that looks like it is hopefully trending in the right direction as far as what we're looking for. Second thing, this means nothing, but I like to play around with ChatGPT sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
Yesterday, just because I asked ChatGPT, I said, Chat, on given bodies of water, I specify the bodies of water, but I won't say the bodies of water. In Wisconsin, based off the weather, the upcoming weather, when the buffs spawn, yada, 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 I gave it all this information. Which days do you think are going to be the best days to shoot spawning fish on these given bodies of water, which people will 100% be shooting during the Big 20? Do you know what the days were that it said the buffs were going to spawn on those bodies of water? May 16th and 17th. Said if you had to pick 2 days in the next 2 weeks, those would be the 2 days. I'm like, whoa, what if that happens?
Crazy.
Yeah.
But you guys changed the rule this year. You can only do
5 buffs. Only weighing in 5 buffs.
Yeah. So my question, though, for you guys, I had this in the back of my head. Why did you guys change it from 10 to 5? Because last year at the weigh-in, I don't think I saw anybody with 10 buffs last year.
There was years in the past where there were.
Okay.
And I just wanted to keep it a little more closer.
We think it'll level the playing field a little bit.
Maybe level it a little bit. And then also, I always like to do this, Josh. I like to throw those little kickers in there.
Right? Yeah.
Make you guys as a team think, scratch your head, what should we do? What do you think we should do? Should we just stick with commons?
Right.
Or should we try to go shoot some buffs? And so I like to throw those little jabs in there just to change it up a little bit. And that's why we always like that, it's called the AMS Big 20 Challenge.
Right.
For a little bit of reason. So we think it'll bring the weights a little closer, make it a little more competitive, and just throw a little wrench in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, I like this change up and stuff.
Yep.
I was just curious about that because we talked about it. We were like, man, if you can only do 5 buffs, I'm like, what? Because, this buffs should hopefully be coming into spawn then. It's like, well, what if we're all over the buffs? Do we keep grinding to get those big,
that's exactly what we want everyone to have to think about.
Yeah, because at some point you're gonna, even if you're all over them buffs, you're gonna have to stop and go get comments and stuff. So we're like, that is a little bit of a wrench. With only 5 of them, I'm like, that is a little tricky. Like you said, if your ChatGPT is right and the spawn's happening, at some point you're gonna have to get off.
We need to leave this spot and go chase some commons now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. And if that happens, boy, you guys better have a bunch of plugs.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Well, let me ask you this, Josh. Do you think that this year's tournament, given what you've seen on the water, what the weather has been like so far here in central Wisconsin at least, do you think it's going to take more weight, less weight? Do you think that your weight from last year could win it again this year? What do you think as far as the winning team? What do you think that weight's going to look like?
I think we're going to be about the same as last year.
Okay.
I don't think the comments are going to be up as crazy as maybe years past.
Sure.
They're not really coming ready for spawn yet. Mm-hmm. Where last year they were spawning that week and stuff, so that they're up all over the place.
Yep.
But I mean the buffs. But we only getting 5. That's gonna keep that weight down a bit.
Right.
So I feel like you're gonna have to shoot somewhere around the 550s again to win again this year. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm feeling like, and that's what we're hoping to shoot for too.
Sure.
But just with the flooding, I was talking to you guys beforehand that where I've been guiding, there's last year there was 3 feet of mud before the shoreline and the cattails.
Yeah.
This year there's 3 to 4 feet of water.
Right.
It is a completely different ball game out there this year. And I'm hoping, the water levels have all been coming down, but on my way up here outside of Stephen Point, I could see out in the one lake, the one advertisement sign is still partially underwater.
Wow.
Wow. It's wild. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen that sign underwater because I got family out in Thorpe. There's where my dad's from. So we go up this way, and I'm like, man, I don't think I've ever seen that sign underwater in my entire life. And so it's just wild. And, down where I'm from, we had all that record flooding in Cheyenne and New London, so the Winnebago system is super high waters right now and everything. So it's just it's way different, but that's everywhere right now. When we were out, we went down the Mud and Chubb system earlier this year. It was flooded way worse than it was last year. The water was up to the trees. Now it's in the trees. You could bring your boat right up to the trees through all that tall grass and everything. And so, in watching the tournaments, I watched the WBA tournaments too. Their weigh-ins have only been 300 pounds for the winning team for the Mud and Chubb and the Castle Rock.
Yep.
Right.
So even them lakes and systems, they're not fully popping off yet because normally they have way better weigh-ins than that, and the numbers too, guys have been down too. So it's going to be a very interesting year, and I'm going to stick with that. I think it's gonna be around that 550, pretty much like last year.
Okay.
The same kind of way in. Yep. Maybe a little that's why I made towards that 550 more if we can get them buffs spawning.
To start rolling
again,
you got your 5.
You got your 5.
Yep.
Speaking of that flooding down there in the Winnebago area and stuff, I saw a news broadcast, and they were in some company's front yard along the river. And there were sturgeon spawning in these people's grass in their yards. Yep. How crazy is it? They had the wardens come and take them up and put them back over the roads and stuff because they came across the flooded roads.
Yep, and I saw that too, and people were saying, and I believe it, I'm not an expert on sturgeon spawning, but they said if these sturgeon do spawn in a parking lot, their eggs are never, ever going to
because that water's going to
exactly, and they're going to dry up and they're like, this is really bad, actually, because they're not spawning in natural areas. It's not going to, these eggs are not going to hatch. Right. And it's very bad. So, but there was some dude walks out of his business and there's 4-foot sturgeon swimming out of his parking space.
Right.
Yeah.
But then also, Josh, I'd like to touch on your point there, where you said last year the carp were spawning and stuff the week leading up to the tournament. I kind of like this situation a little bit better this year because I think those carp are going to be solid.
Yeah.
Maybe in certain areas and certain bodies of water, stuff like that.
They'll be plump.
Where they're still holding and not spewing where they're tight yet and holding a little more weight maybe.
Yeah, that's very true too. Yeah, because there's a lot of fish that spawned out. I mean, we shot a bunch of spawners with eggs last year.
Right.
But there was a bunch of them that weren't and they already did spawn, especially if because in the buffs that we shot, I think we only weighed like 3 or 4 buffs last year. None of them had anything in them.
Right.
You know, they're already done. Yep. So yeah, I mean, you're right on that like, especially if them buffs come in a spawn that holds a lot more weight.
I love shooting those fish that aren't spawned out yet and they're still holding tight.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes you shoot them, you know what it's like. It's like cream of wheat just pouring out.
Yeah.
And you're going to lose weight.
Yeah, especially if you put 2 or 3, those backup shots in them, then you hit in the wrong spot, and then they're dumping all over your deck and everything. So
I think of the buff that you shot in Kentucky, 87.8, I think it weighed. It was the state record for a period of time. I wonder how much weight that fish lost when you lifted it with the gaff, and you were holding it like this, and
I'm holding it for the video.
Yep, spewing.
They left the pile on the deck about this big of eggs.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So, I'm curious to see how you answer this question here, Josh.
I'm intrigued as well.
Yep. If there were some new bow fishermen that came here for the tournament this year, they see you and your team sitting over there by your boat, getting your gear all ready and everything. They've never shot in a tournament before. They come walking up to you, "Hey, Josh, congratulations last year. That was awesome to see you guys pull that off. Good job. Got any tips for us? We've never shot in a tournament before. These are young teenagers or whatever. What kind of advice would you give to a first-time tournament shooter, a Big 20 tournament shooter?"
Don't give up on your dreams. Don't. I mean, look at us. I mean, we pulled it off as a young team. You can easily pull it off too. Just keep that passion and just don't give up on yourselves.
Yep.
Like, things can go wrong that night early, but just keep sticking it out and just believe in your teams and believe in yourself. And I mean, you guys can do it too.
Sure.
Anybody can do it. You just got to stick with it and not give up.
That's good advice.
Absolutely.
Great.
That's good advice.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You can't beat that at all.
Nope.
Can't beat that at all. I'm going to put you on the spot here, Josh.
Uh-oh.
2026 AMS Big 20 tournament. Josh Mertens' team. If you had to guess, what place are you going to take in the tournament this year?
I want to say first place.
There we go. Yes. Confidence is key. Confidence is key.
I always said that back in the day, like with our jumping in the freestyle motocross, or even back in the day playing beer pong, my partner. I'm always like, you're going to make this shot.
Yep.
It's all about confidence.
Yeah.
And the same with the jumping. Like, you have to know before you hit the ramp, you're going to make the gap. Because that's the only way you're going to do a trick. If you already know you're going to clear that 70, 75-foot gap.
Yep.
Then you also have to believe in your head that I'm going to do this trick and get back to the bike safely. You can't have any doubt in your head. And that's how you have to go in these tournaments. You can't come in and be like, well, we're going to do all right.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know what's going to happen out there that night. As soon as you get on that water, maybe your first spot didn't go and your second spot's on fire. Or your first spot worked out.
Sure.
You never know.
Right.
You got to come in with the confidence. You got to believe in yourself.
Yep. Right.
And that's the only way that I feel like you can actually come here and win. If you have any doubt that you're not going to come here and win, you're probably going to be hurting yourself. Then that's where the little slow things start deteriorating, and then the bigger, those little things will turn into bigger heads in your head, more doubts and more doubts.
Yep.
when like last year we had finding out I've been having stray voltage go through my hull of my boat, and it's been acting up my steering pump. We had that happen last year when we were out in the water, and we actually had to wait we ended up waiting like 40-45 minutes and letting the pump cool down. Got that issue taken care of now, but I mean, if that one doubt we let get to us, you know, pull the plug, whatever. We're done. Yeah. Or or you just got to keep at it and stuff. So you got to just take that doubt and throw it out and just go in with pure confidence, because I guarantee you're going to come out further ahead as a team, as an individual, just in any aspect of your life. Just have confidence in what you're doing. Even if you don't really know what you're doing. I mean, like I said, you know, we're a young team playing against the big boys. Just come in with that confidence and you could come up on top.
Fake it till you make it.
Very good.
Yeah, I love that saying.
What'd you say? I said fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
We know exactly what we're doing. Everything's going right to plan.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 2 a.m. tournament night, and Josh is gonna turn around and see 3 fish in a barrel and go, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that." No, but that's a great answer. Go in thinking you're the best. That's the best thing to think.
Right.
Yep.
So, Josh, 1 year ago you were chasing the title. This year you're the defending champions. When that first arrow flies tournament night, what's going through your head?
It needs to land. I feel like, you know, it's kind of like boxers or fighters too that get that first strike in, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like getting that monkey off the back. You know, a lot of us have had that. You go out bow fishing, you miss the first how many fish you shoot at, you know, and sometimes it takes you a little while to get warmed up. But if you come out of the gate, you know, hot, getting into them, hitting them, getting the backup shots in, that brings that confidence level way up in the team. Then it just gets everybody excited. It gets you going. Absolutely. So, yeah, what I think when even when my when I bring out my guides, you know, like, I mean, I know they're new and they're not as experienced and stuff, and I try to coach them the best I can beforehand. But if they can land that first shot, you just watch that confidence, that person just go through the roof.
Absolutely.
One of my guides, opening weekend of the Bago system, my guide, that's a group, they came out with me like 4 times last year, 3 times the year before. His name is Troy that books it, and he stuck mid to upper 20-pound buff. First shot of the night, stuck it. Dude, the excitement on the boat just roared. And dude,
isn't that something?
Yeah, and they just ride that high for the rest of the night. And I feel like that's the same for a team. If you can come out that first arrow, you see your first nice fish, that first arrow gets in them, dude, that just sends you on that, you know,
absolutely.
that high.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was, I felt that same high when I shot the buff that is currently winning our buff bet right now. So I totally understand what you're talking about. Yep. We got to get out in the boat so you can try to beat me.
I do. Yeah. Yep. One question here before we move on to the end of the podcast here, Josh. Favorite snack on the boat tournament night and favorite drink on the boat that night?
So I drink, I try to get away from soda more. So I've been drinking a lot of, iced teas, like the Arnie Palmer's, or Arizona's. I've been drinking a lot of those, a lot less sugar and no caffeine in them and stuff like that. That's one of my favorite drinks. Favorite snack, it's, venison or beef sticks.
Oh, nice. Classic. Nice. You get a little protein punch. It's clean.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
And you always forget to eat or drink on the boat too. Like it's always funny. I grab like 4 iced teas or something. You're lucky to get through one, you know, especially if the night's hot. You know?
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Shoot, I probably should eat something too. And that's why I always do like beef sticks or something, you know, just something you can quick, you know, snack on as you're going. Cause I'm always driving the boat and everything too. For my guides too, I always forget to eat or drink stuff because just you're the captain. You got so much going on.
Right.
There's a lot going on, calling out shots, directing orders, you know, calling out the fish and all that stuff. There's a lot going on.
Absolutely. You know? I drink all the time. I drink water all the time when we're out bow fishing. I drink all day long. I keep myself.
He doesn't drink. You don't drink at all. You go 2 days without pissing. It's not healthy. That's why you're so blown away by me having to go all the time.
Hydrated like no other.
No, you are the face of dehydration, my friend. 100%.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, now we're going to move on to one of my favorite segments of the podcast. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready, Josh?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right.
This is the fun part.
All right.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Get ready for Fish That You Wish. This week's Fish You Wish comes from a state that knows a thing or two about water, weather, and big old record book fish. This was the first state in the nation to use phone numbers. It's home to the world's largest weather vane, standing at an impressive 48 feet tall. And with more freshwater shoreline than any other state in the country, there are plenty of places to find giant fish. Any guesses? Any guesses?
Michigan.
I'm going to say big fish, known for big fish. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with where we're going this summer in June in Kentucky.
All right. We're talking about the Great Lakes State, Michigan.
Oh, baby. 2 weeks in a row.
And this fish, this is an absolute tanker right here. On May 21st, 2023, Brett Gussler stuck a common carp that flat out yanked the scales to an impressive 48.10 pounds, making it the BAA state record common carp.
Wow. Wow.
48 pounds of golden scale-covered attitude right there.
Wouldn't that be cool if we saw one of those roll into weigh-ins?
Wow, that's just not a carp. That's a certified dirt donkey from the Great Lakes.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And that's a fish you wish you shot.
Mm-hmm. Tanker out of Michigan.
Yeah. Well, I believe that's going to wrap up episode 120 here of the Bowfishing Buzz, brought to you by AMS Bowfishing and
Mega Mouth Bowfishing as well.
Josh Mertens, your 2025 defending Big 20 champions. Thank you so much for joining us, Josh. We're glad you came up.
Yes.
Thank you.
And please let us know, or maybe you'll make an announcement here at the Big 20, boy or girl.
Oh, yeah. I'll definitely let you all know.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm so excited to find out myself today. I can't wait. And can't thank you guys enough for having me out here and bringing me back on again.
Thank you for making the drive up and joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
This, again, is like a dream come true, everything the last year. And
Yes.
being able to do this podcast again with you guys, I can't thank you guys enough for what you guys do.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we look so forward
Oh, I can't wait.
to seeing all of you.
Yes.
May 16th and 17th. I think we're 9 days away from
9 days. The countdown is on,
15th
people.
Annual AMS
Yes.
Big 20. Can't wait. Look forward to seeing everybody. I love the weigh-ins. I love seeing all of you guys. I love seeing the smiles. I love seeing the big commons. I love seeing the big fish. I love seeing people walk away with prizes.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome.
It is.
That's awesome. So from all of us here at AMS Bowfishing and Mega Mouth Bowfishing, we wish you the best of luck. Remember, aim low.
Think big. Thanks for listening, guys.